7 days ago, I was one email away from quitting my job. These 60-hour weeks were killing me. I felt like my workload was unmanageable anymore. Something needed to change. I discovered something that changed everything. And I'm now able to work almost half the hours with the same output level. This is how AI saved my life. I have been growing consistently in my career by relentlessly trying to streamline my work and be more productive. But daily constraints still pulled me away from real strategy. Slide deck revisions at 10 p.m., meetings where everyone talks but no one decides, last-minute requests that pull you out of flow state and prevent deep focus to get things done. I personally thrive on the intellectual rush, yet I also want to sleep, have workout time, and have a social life. So I set a public challenge: automate half of my workload in 7 days while keeping client satisfaction at 100%. Day 0, brutal truth and pain points. Before touching anything, I needed the cold hard fact. I opened Notion and logged every pain points I was facing, writing to-do lists that never survived the first meeting, being in back-to-back meetings and having to decode and keep track of all the information, doing more research, build storylines, and design presentations in a very short amount of time, and reply to an endless flow of emails. Day 1, day architect. The problem is that I lose more than 30 minutes every morning because I'm trying to schedule my tasks as effectively as possible. So the solution here, I dumped raw notes, calendar holds, and priorities into ChatGPT and asked, give me a color-coded roadmap, flag conflicts, insert lunch, and tag tasks by client. And in 1 minute, I had a very clear agenda for the day. It helped me save 30 minutes instantly, and my mental load lifted, decision fatigue was down, and I felt way more focused. The pro tip here is to ask the model to include a 15-minute buffer blocks to account for any curveballs that may be thrown at you during the day. Day 2, meeting minutes and action items on autopilot. The problem is that I have great discussions during meetings. I have painful minutes structuring the notes that actually nobody reads. So the solution here for confidential meetings, I take notes on the fly, then record a short voice recap, and I paste the transcript into ChatGPT with my master prompt for meeting minutes and action items. And for non-confidential meetings, I can record a write. I drop the full transcript into the same prompt. Either way, ChatGPT spits out bullet point, meeting minutes, action items with owner, due dates in under 2 minutes. 3 hours saved over the week. Stakeholders replied faster because action items were clear, and I stopped fearing long calls, which is a huge psychological boost for me, honestly. Here, the pro tip is really to prompt ChatGPT to flag any decisions that was actually not made. It's gonna save you from like the "we never agreed on that" type of drama. Now, day 3, instant sustainability trends deck. The problem is that I had a client that wanted a deck on North American sustainability trends just for yesterday. So the solution, I fed ChatGPT my own notes and existing research, along with the audience profile, desired tone, and all the topics that was covered. And then it drafted an outline and speaker notes in under 60 seconds. And from there, I discovered Napkin AI, a tool that auto-designs charts with AI. Quick demo, I paste, for example, North American sustainability trends, hit design, and Napkin AI produced polished, on-brand visuals in seconds. And then I copy and paste in PowerPoint, and the whole thing is wrapped under 30 minutes. Saved me 4 hours. I got really good client feedback, and I actually enjoyed refining the narrative instead of just wrestling with blank slides. Now, day 4, the smart email reply bot. Problem is that my inbox is always getting fuller and fuller, you know that? So the solution here, I asked ChatGPT to craft a master prompt tailored to my writing style, my tone, and go-to-word choices for handling replies. Now, I just simply paste any incoming email into the model, run that prompt, and copy-paste the response. I double-check the output, apply quick tweaks if needed, and then I hit send. It drafted replies that sounded, let's say, 95% like me. So I tweaked a little bit and hit send. Here, 2 hours saved, 0 quick question emails, and the pro tip is really to store your preferred sign-offs in the system prompt, like cheers, best regards, to always keep a brand voice that's consistent. Now, day 5, the research independence report generator. The problem here, creating reports is one of the most time-consuming tasks. I had to create a 10-page white paper on research independence regulations in banking. Usually it's like an 8-hour brain melt. The solution here, I leveraged ChatGPT research feature, which taps peer-reviewed journals, regulatory databases, and reputable news outlets. Then I primed it with my prior research, structured data tables, and a clear brief, a 10-page report on research independence regulations in North American banking, covering history, requirements, emerging trends, and deep research returned an APA-formatted draft. I then cross-referenced the key claims against sources I trust, made quick edits, and then I exported the polished document to Word for final styling. I just won 7 hours back, and the legal team said the draft was solid. It freed the afternoon for client brainstorming instead of footnote formatting. Here the pro tip is to highlight any assumptions to your prompt so reviewers can vet them fast. Now day 6, the LinkedIn Promo Composer. Problem is that promoting deliverables on LinkedIn, it's half a Saturday. So solution, I dropped the final report into GPT-4o and said, create a scroll stopping hook, 6-frame carousel outline, 3 caption variants, and optimized hashtags. 10 minutes later, scheduled. Went 3 hours saved, post at 5 times my usual engagement. Turns out timing and hook matter a lot, and felt odd to actually enjoy content marketing. Now, scoreboard, surprises, and lessons learned. At the start, it was 60 hours. My new workload was 35 hours. So I just freed 25 hours of deep workouts, relaxation, and doing other stuff. And here's the recap of my biggest wins during this challenge. Faster drafts meant clients could review and respond almost in real time, accelerating every back loop, automating formatting and data checks eliminated most manual errors, so deliverables went out consistent and polished the first time. Knowing the AI handled the grunt work let me focus on higher level thinking. So now, here's the recap of my biggest struggles during this challenge. Early drafts from the models were kind of verbose and sometimes off-tone, so I had to iterate multiple times to tighten the language and keep the messaging sharp. And because many client documents are confidential, I spent extra time scripting or anonymizing sensitive information before actually inputting anything in the model. Even with strong prompts, it's tempting to assume the AI is always right. So I learned to slow down, cross-check the data, and make sure each deliverable met professional standards. With most of the grunt work gone, I had mental space to propose new ideas. My creativity improved. So now if you're itching to replicate this, grab the exact prompts for the meeting summarizer and the smart email reply bot. Links is below. Copy, tweak, and watch your calendar breathe. So now your turn. What is your first automation target? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if watching me slash my workload by half in 7 days got you excited, subscribe because I'm chasing 80% automation in 30 days.